You know, one of my favorite comedy series of the past few years has ended with season 4 and a 4-part finale on Prime Video. It's the sci-fi comedy Upload. I am so thrilled to be joined by one of the stars to talk about this amazing series, Zainab Johnson, who plays Lakeview AI executive and handler Alicia. I am so happy to talk with you.
I'm so happy to talk with you as well.
I tell you, this show, I have loved it from the get-go because I'll tell you this, something that resonated with me was, you know, you lose a loved one, you don't want to lose them. This is a way to keep them alive and help that mourning process. Tell me about the show, your involvement, and if you had to describe it to somebody who had never seen it.
If I had to describe Upload to someone who has never seen it, I would say that it is a super hilarious, like sci-fi comedy about a guy that dies in a the guy that gets in a self-driving car accident, and his girlfriend has to make like a last-minute decision, like does she upload his consciousness to like this virtual like heaven, right? And then when she does decide to do that, he then goes on this journey of trying to find out, like, was this an accident? Was this a, you know what I'm saying? Was this a murder? And then he falls for his customer service angel. And then it's kind of like, will they, won't they? Oh my God, but he has a girlfriend in real life. What's going to happen? We don't know. You got to watch.
It's true. I love the story arcs for each season, but I gotta tell you, Alicia's story arc, what a transformation from a character from season 1 to the finale. Did you love playing her and seeing that character transform?
I loved playing Alicia. I could not have imagined that she would end up in season 4 as a corporate spy. Like starting from season 1, like I'm like, yeah, sure. Alicia could end up being like the CEO, right? Like that would make sense if she got so far up in the company that like she like that. That's a reasonable expectation, right? But like for her to be an international spy at this point, I could not have imagined it, but I am so I'm I was kind of surprised and shocked that Greg and Maxwell felt like I was capable of pulling that off. And so I was also really flattered. You know, it was fun, but I was like really flattered.
What was the training like for that? Because I mean, you do some really cool stuff.
I mean, I did have to do training, but let's not pretend like it ain't no stunt double. I mean, I did have to get into it and out of it, you know, and you have to do things in a way that like, conveys it believably, but also no one gets hurt. That's really, really important. But yes, I had a wonderful, wonderful stunt performer who, the really heavy lifting, that's all her.
Well, what was it like shooting the show? Because there's so many technical aspects. Is that challenging as an actor?
Definitely challenging. I think it makes the days a little bit longer because there's like those technical aspects, right? Like there's a lot of like, oh, we enter the scene and don't enter the scene and we just appear and disappear and things like that. But I think it's fun. I think you tap into like your imagination and everybody on set. Like the director, Greg, the directors, and our editors, they know what they need to do they know what environment they need to create for us to believably do what it is. And then it's just about being consistent. Like, we would do something, we would talk on the phone, the phone is like this, right? That's how you phone. And so we established that's really fun to sort of like establish this new way of communication that doesn't exist. And so sometimes things would be written in the script and we'd have to decide in the moment on set, how do we want to play this? Because that is going to become the personification, the illustration of this tech thing in this near future, And so it was at times really a bit difficult, but also sort of really fun to tap into, imagination.
I tell you, I wish the iPhone would come out with that because ever since season 1, when this was happening, I was like, I want that so bad. That'd be a great way to have a phone.
Oh, so all you have to do is wear your wrist. I have it. All you have to do is wear this. Yeah, and you don't have to carry a phone. I was out running with my phone the other day, and it was so heavy, and I was like.
That's
really
amazing.
Wish that yeah.
By the way, what was it like working with the amazing? I'm a huge fan of Greg Daniels. I'm a huge fan. What was it like working with him?
Who isn't a fan of Greg Daniels? It was fun. Like, you know, Greg is super collaborative, very respectful, but also has a very clear vision of the show that he's trying to make. And I think that's always really helpful, especially a show with so many moving parts. We're giving you mystery, we're giving you sort of sci-fi, we're giving you love, and we're giving you like big comedic moments, you know? And then there's all of this tech stuff that we have to do. But Greg's clear vision was always like, okay, all we have to, like, it anchored everything we were doing. And as much as he's like, you know, this creator who's responsible for shows throughout the years comedies that people really love, really throughout this process, he's just, you know, he's just someone that's trying to tell a story. And he's brought us all together in the pursuit of telling this story. And in that way, we're all just sort of like equal. And it's wonderful.
It is. I love the ensemble cast. I love all the characters. And speaking of, I don't want to do any spoilers, but I will say in the finale, at the very, very, very end, there may have been a little glimmer of, I'll say, hope for Nathan and Nora. Do you think in your, like, if the story were to continue, is there any possibility of glimmer and or memories possibly for Alicia and Luke? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying not to give anything away.
No, absolutely. I think that as long as technology is, as long as technology is moving forward, and there's always this desire to bring back what has passed, there's always that desire for human beings. I think that there's always a chance, you know, in the future life of this, you know, story, you know, for there to be a reunion for Luke and Alicia. Absolutely.
I'm so sad it's over. I loved it. Okay, then I have to ask one final question because you're awesome. If uploading were real and it was your time, would you upload?
You know what? I have answered this question the same, surprisingly, the same every single season. You would think that me working on the show, I might have a change of heart, but no. I'll never forget the first season, I lost Mr. Caputo's hard drive. Remember? Not only did I lose Mr. Caputo's hard drive, but we never had Alicia find Mr. Caputo's hard drive. So I think I'm still of the opinion that I would not upload.
Well, I appreciate you. I love the show. I love your character. I cannot wait to follow your career and see what you do next. Your comedy is amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Zainab Johnson. You're the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.